The second season of Severance is finally here, and it's time to deep dive into the chaos and mind-bending twist that kept us all on the edge of our seats in the first season. If you're fuzzy on what went down before, let's quickly rewind to the freaky world of Lumen Industries, where the line between work and personal life is so blurry it's practically non-existent. So let's break it down. The whole premise of the show revolves around a procedure called severance, which is essentially a brain surgery where a chip is inserted into an employee's head when they step onto the Lumen 7th floor. This chip activates and creates two versions of the same person, innie and outie. The innie exists solely in the work environment, remembering only what happens at work. Meanwhile, the outie has no idea what the innie does all day and lives a completely separate life outside of work. Sounds messed up, right? But that's what keeps the employee like Hallie Riggs, played by Britt Lower, coming back for more. Hallie starts off super confused. She doesn't even know her own name when she arrives, and she asks to make the choice to undergo severance. But the real kicker, Hallie's innie is struggling with the procedure's implication every single day. Innie Hallie constantly tries to ask questions about her outer life, but her co-workers either don't know or can't tell her, keeping the two selves completely divided. She's in prison of her own mind and even tries to end her life just to escape this nightmare. Talk about a mental roller coaster. As we saw in season 1, Mark Scout, played by Adam Scott, has a pretty wild journey too. At work, he's moving up the ranks in Lumen, recently promoted to department chief. But outside of work, his life's messed up. He's a former history professor who chose to undergo severance after the tragic death of his wife, Gemma, in a car crash. But hold on to your hats. Season 1 ends with a cliffhanger that throws everything we thought we knew about Mark's life into chaos. Mark discovers that Gemma isn't actually dead. In fact, he sees someone who looks just like her working at Lumen. So what's going on here? Is Miss Casey, Lumen's wellness counselor, actually Gemma? And why was Mark ever told she was dead? Questions, and more questions. Now let's talk about Big Shocker. Hallie's big reveal. It's the season finale, and thanks to the overtime contingency, a fail-safe system that allows workers to wake up outside of their innie worlds. Hallie's innie wakes up at a fancy gala, celebrating her undergoing the severance procedure. But here's a twist. Hallie's outie, Halina Egan, is actually the daughter of Lumen's CEO. Yeah, talk about a family secret. Halina allowed herself to be served so she could get the procedure legalized, all while facing down critics who called it unethical. But things get really juicy when Innie Haley, speaking as outie Halina, starts publicly trashing the procedure as inhuman. This revolution is about to change everything for Lumen and its future. Drama's about to hit the fan, people. Next up, we got Harmony Coble, who was pulling the strings as the head of Lumen's severed floor. Harmony is a whole vibe. She is not severed like the rest of the employees, and she's always lurking around, keeping tabs on Mark and his in his life. She's secretly Mark's neighbor, casual, and she's the one constantly doing the bidding of Lumen's mysterious board, which we only ever hear through a speaker on her desk. But guess what? Season 1 ends with her getting fired, and it's no small firing either. The board's not too happy about Harmony's failed cover-up of Hallie's suicide attempt, plus some shady business around posing as Mark's sister's locations consultant and spending time at Mark's family events. That's a lot of drama for one season, but here's the kicker. After being fired, Harmony rebels a little. She tries to reach out to Mark's innie and even encourages him to quit his job. But plot twist. When his activated innie accidentally calls her Miss Coble, she scrambles to shut down the overtime contingency, possibly in an effort to get back into Lumen's good graces. Could she still be working for Lumen, or is she secretly plotting something bigger? Only time will tell. So, where does this all lead for season 2? With Hallie, Mark and Harmony all uncovering shocking truths about Lumen, their lives and each other, one thing's for sure, season 2 is going to be even more wild. From the twisted corporate culture at Lumen to the deep psychological horror of the severance procedure, the stakes have never been higher. Are you ready to unravel the mystery? Let's see where the mind games go next.